how you practice when you are way too busy for that stuff, how you stay focused. People will tell you integrate it into your life, but nobody really says how, right? And that's true. It's about what works for you. All I can do is provide the examples of what I do. First of all, most of my divination is during coffee. I drink my coffee in the morning. I'll ask a question. I'll throw a card. I'll respond to that card, do some follow up. I'll throw another card. It becomes a conversation. Some mornings I have time for just one quick question and a card as I'm running out the door. Sometimes I have time for something more in depth. You know, um, altars are great. I have one. I use it. But if you are making something you're supposed to use all the time, why would you not put it somewhere accessible to you? My money jar doesn't live on an altar. My money jar lives right next to where I put my keys and stuff. My change goes in that thing as I'm done with my day. Right? I don't have to go out of my way to do it. It just kind of happens as part of my routine. Put things where you're going to use them. I set my smoke cleansing stuff right next to the vacuum cleaner. Whenever I get around to vacuuming, I do smoke cleansing in each room at the same time. Right. The more you can look at how do I make a mundane action also a magical action? Where do I fit these things in? The less you have to focus on setting aside time specifically for magical practice. It becomes a part of the rest of your routine. There are still some things that I set a routine for. Right. There are still some magical things that I do purely as a magical thing, but they get added to the same list as all the mundane stuff. The biggest thing about why we struggle getting magical things in is because we treat them differently. Don't treat them differently than anything else. Give yourself grace when you run out of time, the same way you give yourself grace over a few extra dishes in the sink.